right.
I'm using a Fanatec Club Sport 2.5 wheel. You think SCS answered someone on the blog about it, so maybe a World of Truck event is coming? Maybe. They're probably due for an Easter one, I guess. That would make sense. You just joined after winning your first race in iRacing. How does it feel? It's been a while since I run a race in iRacing, but I remember how it felt. Uh-oh. Game's froze. Wow. Bro, come on. Yeah, the whole machine just froze then. This guy needs to go back to truck driving school. Like, what the heck is he doing?
Oh, yeah.
Annoying me, you're not joking. You can see it now in the works world of truck events, delivering toilet rolls and hand sanitizers. Honestly, I kind of think that they should, but I don't think they will. Because some people will be like, oh, you're just making a mockery out of the situation, blah, 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 blah. Everybody else will be just laughing, going, this is great. But you know what it's like. So I think they'll just not do that. I'm just waiting for my opportunity, Connor. I don't know, muffins.
Go straight on.
I am so glad he's turned away. Shotfest Peterborough now. They're gonna hold her at the end of August instead, which I personally think is wishful thinking. Guys, if you've not got your application in for the convoy, You're running out of time. There's only a few days left now, and then the convoy applications will close. FYI. Nikki Ray? Hello, sir. How do you join the convoy? Run the command !convoy, click the link, fill in the form. Wait for an email. You have 42 trucks. Pick a number between 1 and 42, and then I'll drive that truck. 19.
Second exit. Take the exit.
What are we delivering? This piece of machinery. Wow, so you basically just picked the same truck as me. Interesting. Cook Hostler, welcome back. Good evening, Random Hero. I'm wondering, do we have to do a right turn to discover this town? We may have to do a right turn here to pick this up. That is toilet paper on the dash. I'm selling it for £99. I've already had offers of 116. It's 3-ply, not your cheap stuff. Ultimate luxury. Listen, if you buy that toilet roll, right, you keep it for like a month, you can probably sell it for more. Because by then you'd be even more desperate.
Left turn ahead.
$120.
Turn left.
How are you paying? Cash or card?
Make a U-turn.
Yeah, you can use both sides of it, Sniffer. I'll leave that to you. No wonder they call you Sniffer. Right, where are we going? I need to turn around somehow.
Turn right.
Whoa, that car nearly got taken out then.
Go straight on.
Stroking my beard. Thank you for 43 months. Remember, don't touch your face. Hope you're well and staying safe. That beard is starting to look seriously beardy. Dude, I'm keeping it in trim. Keeping it well trimmed.
Take the exit.
Yeah, stay safe, mate. PayPal? PayPal? Well, then they get a cut, don't they? One guy on eBay was charging $100 for 8-pack of 1,000 sheet rolls. Wait, 1,000 sheet rolls? That's pretty industrial. You know, I remember watching programs, like on YouTube as well, there's videos from years ago of people making bunkers. You know, they make these like bunkers underground. And then inside they've got like a year's worth of supplies. You know, dry foods, all this kind of thing, air filters. I can imagine when this kicked off, they were all sat in the thing just laughing. All sitting there going, yeah, you're not laughing at me now, are you, pal? But I do wonder, how many toilet rolls do they put in the bunker? You think they worked it out? Exactly, the doomsday preppers. They've been planning for a day like this. Luke Pryor, can't believe it's been 44 months, proceeds to touch face. K-Steen, thank you for 50 months. It's funny until it isn't, yeah. How many sheets on a roll? On that, I don't know. It's a 3-ply though. That 1,000 sheet roll will be like 1-ply.
Go straight on.
Wow. Luke Pryor, that car, one owner from you with 100,000 on it. Jeez. You have a Volkswagen Fox with 100,000 miles on it from 2009.
Go round the roundabout. Second exit.
Like, they've literally been doing over 10,000 miles a year. Solidly for 10 years.
Take the exit.
This is a version of Prohibition, but about toilet rolls. Oh.
Right turn ahead.
Yeah, it's things like the clutch, isn't it? That's the kind of thing. Still,
Turn right.
one owner. I presume it's got a full service history. Pretty good. $160 for the toilet roll and $60 for the kitchen roll. Deal. This is a twisty road. Mr. Eferick, I remember that song, Personal Jesus from Depeche Mode. I remember that. What, you think it should have been called Reach Out and Touch Face? Okay. That's a bit weird. Your Golf R has a double clutch. Twice as expensive to fix, eh? Don't they teach you to have both hands on the wheel? You know. If you got both hands on the wheel, what are you using to pick up your cup of tea? And I wonder what that cop car thinks right now. Run him over. Wow. That's why I've dropped to 45, because he is brake testing me. Drejon, thank you for gifting a sub to Cascade Overlord. Welcome back, Cascade. Exactly, Langeveld. It's a sense of normality.
First exit. Take the exit.
Something normal in crazy times. Did you hear about the virtual F1 race? Yep, I heard about that. Because they can't do the real one. I think it's quite funny. I do wonder if it'll kickstart virtual racing. Just got back from your flying lesson, the first circuit. First time... It was your first flight to the circuit. First time doing solo takeoff and landings. Nice. You know how I learned to fly at Earl's Cone? And I now fly out of North Weald. I'm still technically a member of both. I got an email from Earl's Cone just a few days ago saying that they're basically shutting the airfield until this blows over, basically. Like there's no radio, there's no air-to-ground radio, there's no flights in and out. There's only like specialist things like the air ambulance. Meanwhile, over at North Weald, they're like, yep, for now, everything's running normally. Like, really?
Take the exit.
I feel sorry for the people who are like right in the middle of training as well. Because this really messes up their currency in training. Of the news, I've internet tracking, but your sub-notification box background could possibly do with it going darker, as it can just about make out the resubber's name and message on screen, and the new song for Summers 2020 will be Wash Your Hands Do Do Do. Oh my god, Dave. I'll have a look at it. Yeah, Matty, I think that's what North Wheel are doing. The thing is about North Wheel is they've actually got the air ambulance and the Met Police there now. The one thing they don't have, though, is landing lights, so they can't run operations at night, which I think is stupid. I think they're going to have to get landing lights ASAP.
Turn left.
2 flights away from re-identification, the road on the streets of South Africa will go into lockdown this week. Listen, I'll be surprised if the UK doesn't go into full lockdown next week. I think they're coming under a lot of pressure. Lavitude, there's a video on YouTube of like Boeings and Airbuses landing using CTAF at McCarran International. Like CTAF? One guy just going, yeah, I'm on a 10-mile final for 2.7 left. Unbelievable. Back to his old school days.
Left turn ahead. Turn left.
Oh, it's crazy. London is like, I don't know. A lot of people are acting like it's not a big deal. So I think in the news this morning there was a video from a beach in Australia, and despite the fact people have been told not to socially distance, they're all on the beach, just like hundreds of people. So the police just turned up and kicked them all off. Yeah, but Langeveld, it's not just the UK. Bondi Beach, yeah, that was it. Bondi Beach. Uh-oh, we get the Nokia ringtone. Your girlfriend's dad thinks it's a big hoax. Oh, wow.
Left turn ahead.
A big
Turn
hoax,
left.
that's interesting. I've not had a Nokia phone for a long time.
Roundabout, first exit. Take the exit. Turn right.
As if, Jens. You mean this one? Yep.
Go round the roundabout, second exit.
His immune system is compromised, so he drinks and like a fish and smokes. Aish.
Go
Life
round
choices,
the
eh?
roundabout, second exit. Take the exit.
He's probably one of those people who completely ignores doctor's advice as well. Like, if you keep doing this, blah blah blah,
Go
yeah.
roundabout, first exit.
It won't happen to me.
Take the exit.
You think he believes he's invisible? I hope you mean invincible, not invisible.
Go straight on.
If he believes he's invisible, we can soon prove that. Emma of the North, thank you for 7 months. Another great month of great fun. Hope all is well. Thank you. Doing well, thank you, Emma. Let's put it on that cam. Should I put on that cam for a sec? There you go. You can enjoy an alternative view. That's not a small TV. That's an excellent observation. I like this cam, Muffins. Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Keep right.
It has the extra bonus that you don't have to look at my face as well.
Take the exit right.
Less beard, more screen. Yeah, you can't see the lid roll on the dash. You can't see what I've just done with it.
Keep left.
What do you mean, Whiteland? In what way?
Go round the roundabout.
It looks faster.
Second
Interesting.
exit. Take
The thing is, Whiteland, is this view in Eurotruck is not corrected, I don't think, for FOV. Because the FOV is currently 75. I think in iRacing it needs to be 80 something.
Go round the roundabout. Second exit.
Can we go back now?
Exit.
What, do you miss my bearded face now? Well, if you set it at 80, it's going to look wider and faster. Whoa. No lights there? Wow.
Go straight on.
The monitor's really cool. Is it going on YouTube? It goes on SquirrelPlus. If you go to my second YouTube channel, you can find all the streams there. Mods 2.45 coming soon. Well, I don't know if that's going to be true, is it? Considering ETS, like 137 is going to drop along with ATS. I can't see Pro Mods dropping until after that, really. Unless they do the usual thing, compatibility update. Who did? Pro mods. Pro mods is free. Or you can pay $1. How far away you sat from it, bro? It's not about the aspect ratio. It's about the width of your monitor and the distance to the monitor. About a meter. That sounds too high, bro. I don't know. There's a website where you can calculate it. It's built into iRacing, but there is a website that I use. Just go into Google and put FOV calculator. And just punch the numbers in. No wonder you keep dying, bro. Lol. You set your field of view correctly, you might not die so much. Ghost can now welcome back. Oh, it's froze again. The game has frozen again. That's so bizarre. What's even weirder about that freeze is that in Eurotruck, the game stops, like completely freezes and doesn't move. When it unfreezes, I'm exactly the same place I was when it froze. In iRacing, the game actually carries on. The wheel physics carries on. I know it's driving over the track. I can feel it. I can hear it. And when it unfreezes, I'm further down the track. Like, it behaves completely differently in iRacing. No, autosave doesn't cause the game to freeze. KFC have started doing paper straws here. Honestly, they're a menace. It can't be that simple though, YFG, because I can still feel the wheel moving. Unless what they've done is separated something into a separate process so it can carry on.
Go round the roundabout, first exit.
Like if it was just a position update, I wouldn't get all the feedback and audio. Ace Fighter, thank you for 2 months. Been watching for ages, but only sub recently. Also, what do you recommend for a good budget wheel with full H shifter and stuff? It's like the trickiest question ever, that one.
Turn right.
Like, it depends what your complete budget is, really. And whether you want to go second hand or want to stick to new. You know, there's so many variables. Whether you want a little stick shifter, or you want to get something like this, whether you want to put an Almar on it, like, it's very hard to answer that question. Well, a Thrustmaster TX Leather's not really budget compared to a 920.
You have reached your destination.
I mean, my advice would just be this, right? Get yourself the best wheel you can within the budget. Then just drive it on automatic. And then as soon as your budget allows it again, say 6 months time or whatever, then buy a shifter. Yeah, but it's either that or compromise yourself on your wheel because you want to have a manual shifter now, you know? I'm saying in terms of setup, you'll end up with a better setup. I would focus on getting a good wheel. You know, your classic Logitech is cheaper. The Thrustmaster has a better force feedback inside, in my opinion. But the Logitech wheels feel nicer in your hand than the Thrustmaster does. Stroke my beard. Coco Sla, 2 months. Beatnik, 74. How's the rig coming along? It's pretty much, it's nearly done functionally. Just got a cable management. Petroshka, thank you for 3 years. Sorry once again for not being around, but I know you know when he got uni studies. Yeah, it's no problem, dude. No problem. You're still supporting the stream. I can't ask for any more than that, can I? I can't say, you must be here as well. Did I miss anybody else out? Emma of the North did. Ace Fighter did. NHS gifted a sub to NSR. Thank you very much, NHS. Would a G27 work? Yeah. In many respects, a G27 is better for trucking because the shifter that you get with it is pretty decent. Compared to like a G29 shifter is like a small... It's a very simplistic item that's made for simple like racing, really. It's a very short shifter. I mean, it's fine, but the G27 shifter was way better. Well, I mean, I used a G27 wheel for many years, didn't I? You can't buy a G27 new, you'll have to get second hand. You know, this shifter here is good, but this is not cheap. It's a very good shifter though, and it's USB, and it'll last you a long time. It has no switches inside, it's completely magnetic, all effect sensors. Very little can go wrong with it. It's got 8 positions, you can spin it around and use it sequentially if you go on racing, and it's USB. Like that is pretty much a do-it-all kind of shifter. It's why I say, get yourself a good wheel now, and then get something like that later. Oh no, Beacon, literally there's no switches in it, Beacon. Right, if we can get out of here fairly swiftly, we can take an overnight ferry somewhere. Sodium to Stockholm. That's a long way to take some sodium, blimey. Ammunition to Rotterdam? You what, mate? Some bizarre jobs. 17-ton Atlas to Catania. Olive oil. Well, that kind of makes sense. Coming from here, olive oil. It's quite a nice trailer as well. Might take that. That would probably match the current paint skin. Expires in 27 minutes though. You can build yourself a H shifter with some wood nails and all numeric keyboard. I guess. A CH8A shifter can be used as an analog handbrake. Yeah, I don't see why not. Teleport incoming. Well, you smell a teleport, do you? I don't think there is any toilet paper. Hang on. If we search the entire job market for loo, we end up with floor tiles and floor panels. Okay. If we search for roll, we end up with the road rollers. Sheets of metal. There's just nothing like that in the game. No bread rolls now. Logs. Well, logs are not really toilet rolls, are they? Yeah, you could do paper. But it's just probably just paper, isn't it? Paper. Office paper, there you go.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
2KS Delta, thank you for 13 months. Sawdust. I don't think you can 3D print a loo roll, if I'm honest. Even in the virtual world, you can't get toilet paper. Well, it is a simulation after all. Welcome out, really rubbish gamer. You're worried about the fact that you haven't run out of toilet paper here. That's a good thing.
Go round the roundabout, second exit.
Ambulanza.
Take the exit. Left turn ahead. Turn left.
Maybe they already bulk bought toilet roll,
Turn
Langeveld.
right.
Maybe everybody had a massive
You
supply
have reached your destination.
before this all broke out. You don't know how to manual shift at all, so I don't even know if I should get a shifter or attempt it. That's a tricky one. It takes time to learn shifting. That's for sure. It's not like a car, you know? But when you do master it, it's a lot of fun. No, I don't use Toby Eye Tracker.
Turn left.
Venga. Another one with the 80 months. 80 months? Just got back from a big road trip in, of all the racetracks in New Zealand. Raced my V8 Avenger wagon on all the tracks in the South Island. Wow, dude. That sounds like something totally epic. Well, thank you for 80 months. I think you're the third one so far who's managed it. We had Wackaday doing it. We had... Wackaday... Tharox has not done it yet. Wackaday... Who was it, guys?
Go around the roundabout.
There was one on Friday and one yesterday. I think Wackaday did Friday. Somebody else did it yesterday. Tharox has not done it yet.
Take the exit.
Yeah, 80 months. It's a huge number. Needs a plan for some fuel on the way. Let's have a quick look at the map. Okay, we can grab some on from here. Thank you, Matroshka. You've been on Twitch 98 months. Between Squirrel and another streamer, I am sub to 98 months. It's really weird, isn't it? How quickly it goes. I mean, I still can't believe I've been doing it full time since 2015. I mean, I can still remember quitting my job. That was 5 years ago. 5 years? Like, how does that happen? Yeah, Whiteland's a day one sub, but Twitch refused to believe him. So he's on 80 months, but somewhere along the line, Twitch miscalculated and don't believe that he's 80. Look at this guy. He's not even parked anywhere near the pump. Yeah, I was nervous about going full time. Some around 3 years, but watched since the beginning of 2015. I saw the DLC, Kyle, and I was like, meh. I'm kind of ready for a brand new Skylines game, I think, rather than just more DLC. I mean, it's impressive what they've added, but I kind of feel like we need a new one. Oops, wrong button. Rip. Is it true that the older you get, the faster time passes?
Keep right, then take the exit right.
Kind of. Like, in a literal sense it doesn't, but
Take the exit right.
it's kind of, it's weird. How to explain it? When you're an adult, you tend to live like week to week or month to month. Like, you're thinking about your next paycheck, you're thinking about, you know, holidays in 2 months' time. Like, you're thinking ahead a lot more. When you're a child, you're basically thinking about next weekend. That's as far as you're thinking. But when you get older, you're thinking much further. You're thinking longer term, and that seems to affect the rate that you perceive time. So things seem to fly by a bit quicker. But as ED says, life does get a lot busier. So yeah, it's a weird one. Watching your shift pattern looks like you're opposed to the range pattern. I'm using a Scania shift pattern. So I think we're on a 12 gear gearbox.
Turn right.
So basically you've got first gear, 1H is on that splitter there. And then the range is here. If you want to go to 3, 4 or 5. Sorry, 4, 5 or 6. So we're on a 12 speed split and range, if that's what you meant. When I drive ATS, I like going for either 13 speed Eatons or 18 speed of fun. My god, I hate being behind AI trucks. It's about routine versus new experience, which also affects your perception. It is all down to perception. There's no doubt about it.
Go straight on.
Why don't you play online? I do. Just not very often. I'll be online in a couple of weeks. Can you manage every truck with a shifter? I literally use this shifter for every truck. I've not driven automatic for, crikey, 6 years maybe in this game.
Go straight on.
Like, sometimes now and again I'll switch it to automatic, but usually that's because I can't get up a hill, because the game's automatic gearbox can just standing start you better than a manual? You wonder what Super would say after being put in the same room for hours where one person is busy all the time and another one stirs at the clock. Yeah, perception. They say, you know, time is relative, but it's mostly down to perception. Like, if one person was lying in a nice hot bubble bath and the other person was being roasted on a fire, who do you think would notice time passing more? There's no difference in time. It's just your experience.
Go straight on.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you for 3 years, Mikey. Hope you and the family well. Ooh. I've been here a while, but it feels like I'm going to be back here at the Nuts House watching Sunday Night Trek and keep up the great content. Thank you, sir. Thank you for 3 years. Yeah, I took on my track. I have a button right here for that. So you press that button there. Press it again. Easy. If I press this one, it resets it. So if I'm looking like that and I press it, then my center point is wrong. If I'm looking down and I press it. So I use that to basically get the center how I want it. So if my natural head is like, let's say my natural head position's like that, I think I'm looking down too much. So what I'll do is I'll reset it and then maybe just adjust it slightly so that the natural position feels comfortable. And then I'll lock it when I'm going to be on a straight piece of road so I can read chat without doing this. Hey McBone, how you doing?
Left turn ahead. Turn left.
Is ETS better than ATS? Is PlayStation better than Xbox? Is Apple better than Android? I mean,
Right turn ahead.
there is no answer to that question. The one that you will give depends on your own personal preference.
Turn right.
Is day better than night? I guess that depends if you're nocturnal or not. Some people like nighttime because it's quiet. Everybody else is in bed. Other people hate it because it frightens them. Dark frightens them. Is a car better than a bicycle? I mean, I remember knowing people who used to work nights. They worked nights for many years. And they loved it. Me, I'm like, how do you cope with that, sleeping through the day? Is tea better than cake? Tea with cake. It's a combo. It's like saying is milk better than cookies? Blimey. I could do with those lights that turn when you steer. Because on the left side, you can't see a thing. Lights are better than IRL. Oh. Well, they are on main beam. You put them on that, that's what you get.
Left turn ahead. Turn left.
Blimey, a straight bit of road, that's nice. New cars, LED lights, oh yeah. That way better. Still can't work out why the roof lights haven't come on though. Game freeze, game freeze. Mr. Simcopter. Hope you're the family doing well. Thanks for being my friend, dude. Can we get a shout out for Mr. Simcopter? Please, mods. His beard is mightier than mine. Therefore, he deserves a shout out. No, really. He's a great guy. Please give him a shout out. Give him a follow, guys. He's a lovely guy. Hope you're well. And he's way better at FTL than me. You got a new computer? Nice. I've got one, but I can't use it yet. Sad face. Do you know what? I was tempted to play FTL the other day. I was like, oh, I really want to enjoy this game, but every time I play, I get smacked.
Right turn ahead.
Yeah, look. See, if I press F4, they're all ticked. I don't get it. Like, why are they not on? I mean, you'd think I've been playing this game long enough that I'd know how to turn those on, guys. Give me some credit. I don't know. I emailed earlier about it. I don't know how long it's going to take. But I'm acutely aware that the country may go into lockdown pretty soon. So I'm like, let's try and get it sorted quickly. Yeah, I don't think those modded lights have. I'm sure I've used them many times. kind of surprised if they're broken. But it kind of looks like they are. Lockdown here's generally been okay. I realised I didn't go to that many places for essential businesses. Was you able to get toilet roll? That's the main thing.
Go straight on.
Uh-oh, just noticed the speed limit's gone to 50 at some point. Rip. Wait for it. And there he goes. You have to reboot your PC, you got a virtual CD and another USB drive doesn't exist. Lol. You got toilet paper a few weeks ago before everything hit the fan. We're back in Dollarstone if you're having trouble finding it. Yeah, I kind of got some before it all went a bit heat-song as well. Well, I think supermarkets are restocking. That's what I've heard anyway.
Around the roundabout, second exit.
Like they're basically backfilling after the massive panic attack. What do you do with 26,000 peanuts? Eat them. Whoa, dude, what? What are you doing? What are you actually doing?
Take the exit.
Talk about crash for cash. You don't need to buy the Sun newspaper. They can't even give it away these days. Innova, thank you for 16 months. It's the logistic chains that's struggling for supermarkets to refill their shelves.
Go straight on.
Well, basically the supermarkets are saying to suppliers, you need to simplify your product line. They quote an example where, I think it was Morrison's or something, gets sausages from one place and they do 16 different varieties. And they've said to them, right, stop making 16 varieties, just make 2 varieties and get them made and get them to us.
Keep right.
Wow, why is it 40 limit down here? That is disgusting. Your son's place empties out the 2 warehouses every night to get stuff on the road for the shops. It's kind of weird. Like, people are not eating more, surely, so... I think they're just hoarding more. Yeah, I've seen videos of fighting in shops. I think that's just unbelievable. People fighting over toilet rolls. I mean, what has the world come to? I don't think anybody...
Right. Then
I don't think anybody has ever written a book or made a video game in this kind of apocalyptic scenario where people were fighting over toilet rolls. I don't think anybody called that. Nobody saw that coming. You saw a family of 4 buying 520 toilet rolls. You see, those people are disgusting. Really. I mean, that's just incredibly selfish. Imagine all the people who go to get toilet roll and can't get any because of that. Well, it's not so much where you store 520 rolls, it's like... How many toilet trips are you planning on making? I mean, really? Oh, I'm at home. I'm obviously going to go to the toilet 4 times more than I normally do. Really? Probably the same people who have been nicking toilet roll from work for like 20 years. Oh, I have to buy stuff now. I've actually forgotten where we're going. Hang on. I think it's Naples, but I better check. Oh, good job of checking. It's Palermo. Well, the missus has seen people at the supermarket, like 2 people with 4 trolleys. I mean, I don't know. She was concerned about just putting stuff in a trolley and they've got people like that. Trucker Neil, welcome back. Yeah, they should be looking after one another. Exactly right. There is no kind of community spirit. Thank you for 40 months, Trucker Neil. A lot of supermarkets are allowing old people to go and shop for an hour, like OAPs and nurses and stuff. They can just go to the supermarket for like there's an hour or 2 window where they're allowed in.
Turn right.
Because I think somebody said there was a tweet from a nurse who'd done a 48-hour shift. A 48-hour shift. Because there wasn't enough doctors and nurses. So she'd done 48 hours, came home exhausted, went to the supermarket, and the shelves were empty. Imagine that. And then you see some bloke in the background walking out of 420 toilet rolls. It makes you angry enough to poop. Well, just make sure you've got toilet roll before you do, okay? Chippy Arnold, thank you for gifting us up to Mr. Dapper David. We went to 6 AM on Friday and saw one with 30 pints of milk and 6 pint bottles. I mean... I don't get it. Of course, if you ask her, she'll say, yeah, well, it's not all for me, obviously. I'm buying for my neighbour. Yeah, of course you are. Yeah. I've got a family of 5 and I'm just buying it for my next door neighbour as well, just in case. Which is that supermarket that started charging extra now for when you want a second item of something, they charge you an extra £5. I think that's a brilliant idea. Like, you can have one of those toilet roll packs, but if you want a second one, we're going to add another 5 on it, and if you want a third, we're going to add another 10 on it. That's what they should do. Just make it like the opposite of what they normally do, where they say, you know, you buy 2, get 50% off. Just do the opposite. You buy 2, you put 50% on. Do it that way. Mr. Referick. Before the panic started, I had 20 crates of beer so I could drink myself into a coma to pass the time quicker. But then my boss called and put me on hold. So now I have to stay sober. Oh man. Well, you know, Referick, if there's any of that beer going, you know, just, you know, I'll quite happily borrow a couple for a friend.
Go straight on.
There's nothing less comfy than flying in a face mask. Are you sure about that? I can think of a few things less comfortable than that. Do you know what? I've not had Newcastle Brown Ale. I've not had that for years. Yeah, for my neighbour. Good night, firefighter.
Go straight on.
Yeah, I can't remember what it tastes like. It's been so long. It's like, I don't really like normal Guinness, but I love Guinness Extra Cold. Now, I can't explain why. It's just a different taste. But I really like Guinness Extra Cold. And now I feel like I want to go and buy one. Maybe I'll go down to the supermarket and buy 520 bottles of Guinness Extra Cold. And say, you know, for my neighbours. Oh yeah, you don't drink warm beer. But it's brewed differently. Extra cold. Yeah, that sucks, Tuscan. Alright, Luke. Hope the MOT goes well, mate. The last MOT we got done didn't go so well. Nice. Airfix models and plenty of video games. You know what? I've not done an Airfix model since I was a kid, I don't think. I wonder what I'd be like now if I actually went down to the shop and bought an Airfix model. I wonder what I'd be like assembling it. I presume I'll be a bit better than I was when I was young doing it. My granddad was so good at painting those things. Oh my god. He used exactly the same paint as me, and the finish he got was so much better. The problem is, Auburn, is like, oh, the idea of sitting there and making an Airfix model, like when I was a kid I could do it. If I tried to do it now, I'd probably start thinking about the 10 other things that I should be doing.